You are listening to the B.I.G Show with your hosts, Calvin and Garland. The B.I.G Show is a weekly breakdown of the sports world from a fan's perspective. Here are your hosts, Calvin and Garland.
It is the big show.
No more tears.
Y'all aren't privy to the small conversations prior to recording. I'm gonna just leave that one at that. We are live on YouTube right now, and we're on all the podcast platforms. If you do have Spotify, you get to see our beautiful faces. And this is the day before opening day of the Orioles. Garland, what you got going on, sir?
Excited about opening day, man. It's supposed to be a nice day tomorrow. They've done well the last couple opening days, making sure the weather's right and everything. And so, not that they got control over it. It's not Truman land. And so, but yeah, looking forward to it. I'm not going to have shorts on tomorrow, though, because, Black people, we need it to be at least 80 and above to go ahead and hit the shorts. 74, right. It might get cold. We still gonna have a little jacket. We still gonna be talking about it's a little chilly. And so I ain't gonna be crazy. I know we're gonna see some people out there half naked. I ain't talking about what people, but what people. And looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to the Bear. It's gonna be his first game. Is that his nickname?
Polar Bear.
Looking forward to the Polar Bear. Looking forward to Taylor Ward and all of that stuff. Where's the Tyler? One of those. Just looking forward to the game.
Yeah.
It's Taylor Ward. I was right.
Yeah, you're right. It's Taylor Ward.
Yeah. What about yourself?
Yeah, man. Looking forward to it. Always love opening day. Some cities it's not as big, but for Baltimore, opening day is a big deal. It should actually be a local holiday because Baltimore treats it as a big deal. It's an all day, all evening event. And it just so happens the Orioles are pretty good winning games. And this year is one of the first years in the past couple years where we have a true opening day, meaning that our very first game is at home. Last few seasons, they've actually played the first game on the road and then came home for the home opener.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. They played it on the road, and this is the actual home opener and their season opener. So let's go O's.
Yeah, opening game tonight, Yankees and Giants on Netflix. And so that should be pretty good. And the season rolls out. And let's go ahead and jump into it, man. Hubert Davis is out in Carolina. North Carolina's men's basketball coach, Hubert Davis, was fired by the school, bringing a conclusion to a tumultuous week after the Tar Heels' stunning loss to VCU in the first round of the NCAA tournament. North Carolina went 24-9 this season, despite projected top 5 NBA pick Caleb Wilson sitting out the final 9 games because of a hand and thumb injuries. In 5 seasons as coach, Davis was 125-54, which gave him a 70% winning percentage. He coached Carolina to the national championship game as an 8 seed in 2022, beating Duke in the Final Four, and Mike Krzyzewski's final game as the Blue Devils head coach. What does this say about the current state of college sports, man? This guy won over 70% of his games, 125-54. He got the players there. They went 24-9 this season. If Caleb Wilson doesn't get injured, it's probably a probability that they're still playing. What do you think about this? What does this say about the state of college sports?
Yeah, well, first, let me be honest. When he got the job, if you remember, one of his talking points was about him being married to this white woman. White woman. But I will say, proud of it. He was proud of that. I will say at that time, I don't think any of us thought he was going to last too long because it seemed like his focus was a little off. Now, 5 years in the coaching tenure, especially in college ball, doesn't seem like a long time, but with the NIL and movement nowadays, it's actually a good run, and the record is actually amazing and excellent. I think he's done better than a lot, and he has a national championship under his belt. So I think we're looking at that Dean Smith, who was after Smith,
national championship, I think, as an assistant coach for Roy Williams.
Well, Yeah. That Dean Smith, Bill Guthrie, Roy Williams, all I think you're
Mhm.
going up against that, and it's going to be difficult to kind of match that and meet the expectations. So I don't think it's an indictment on college basketball as opposed to being a blood school. When you're the Dukes and the North Carolinas, and at some point the UCLA's, you're expected to always be on top, and anything short of that is almost unacceptable. So I think he actually had a good run, and he should be in line for another job right away. I don't see it as an indictment on him. Just you couldn't get the program to where they want. Upsets always happen. That's why it's March Madness. And hey, good luck to Hubert. Like, get your thing, and you're already you're a college basketball legend anyway. Like, I mean, Hubert has
You
nothing.
gonna say he's a legend?
Oh, North Carolina legend. Let's just say a UNC legend. Let's say
Okay,
UNC
I was gonna
legend.
say,
Now,
come on
and,
now.
and I did misspeak. I don't mean like a whole wide legend, but he is a UNC, or let's say a UNC great. I won't even say legend. Let's
Yeah,
say
let's
he's
say
a
he's a UNC great. Yeah, yeah,
UNC
yeah,
great.
yeah. I'm a counterpoint you there, Cal. Club level, real quick on that. That his head coach, um, Dean Smith, he only won 2 championships, and he didn't win that until late in his career. He got at least 15, 20 years at the job before he won. Yes, he made a lot of Final Fours. The team was successful. They won a lot of ACC titles, but the national championship is the thing that they won at that level for your blue blood programs. And I agree, it is a blue blood program. Um, I think it's rough. It's about money. It's about win now. And if you can't win now, now these programs. I was hearing something a little earlier this week or last weekend after they lost that he struggled with transitioning to this NIL type of structure, having a general manager that's out helping with the recruiting, setting up the financial structure of the team. He just really wanted to be old school, and he's coaching young men to become pros and shaping character and all those things. And it kind of shows to me that character doesn't mean anything anymore. It's about winning these games. And I think it's unfortunate. Yeah, I would love, they should go ahead and fire Buzz Williams now at Maryland. And I'm serious, and hire Hubert Davis. He
Well,
would
you
be,
know what? You know what?
yeah.
I would. I know you don't like Buzz Williams. That's why I shook my head and laughed. However, now that Hubert Davis is available, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I would not be opposed to that. Yes, I would
Yeah.
agree with that.
Why not? And so yeah, I think he will land somewhere. He has good pedigree. Of course, he played in the NBA. He coached under Roy Williams for all those years. He played under Smith, and so yeah, I think he would do great somewhere. I think it's just unfortunate a guy that won 102, he won more games than he lost. um,
At a
I guess he lost
70%
the big
clip.
ones at a 70% clip. Calvin,
That's
he won at a 70% clip,
you're
and he's
not
out of a
supposed to get
job.
fired. You're not supposed to get fired.
Right. He won
However,
24-9.
I think they did him, and I don't want to say a favor. I think they showed appreciation in their own way by not firing him before April 1st. I mean, after April 1st, because I do understand that had he been
He's gonna
fired
get his
after April
contract.
1st, yeah, he would lose
Mhm,
some money. So they
mhm.
did, if there is a favor to be done during a firing, that's the kind of
Right.
move you make. So
Yeah, yeah, that's rough. That's rough. And I guess winning ain't everything. And so it's not winning the right games. And I think we said that before. He won, but he did the same thing with Harbaugh. He won games, but he didn't win the right games. And I guess that's what happened with Hubert Davis. Man, JSN, he got the bag. Jackson Smith and Jigba, the reigning NFL Offensive Player of the Year, has reached an agreement with the Seattle Seahawks on a 4-year, $168.6 million contract extension and makes him the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. The deal averages $42.15 million per year and includes over a $120 million guaranteed in the contract, both setting
oof.
records for a wide receiver. Smith and Jigba's salary eclipses the previous high for a receiver, which was Jamar Chase deal with the Bengals, which had a average annual value of 40.2 million. The receivers with the next highest annual value after Chase is Justin Jefferson. He had 35 million. CD Lamb at 34 million. DK Metcalf at 33 million, and Garrett Wilson at 32.5. And so, how does this deal impact Zay Flowers, who's coming up on that 5th-year player option? What are the Ravens going to do? Because this is their number one. I'm not saying he was Jackson Smith and Jigba. He has not been he was not in the conversation for player of the year, but he was a number one on the Ravens team. Also, they're talking about your boy Puka Nacua. If Puka has been producing as well on that level, what type of extension he's going to get. So let's talk about Zay. What do you think how this is impacting Zay?
So right now, this is a good moment for Zay. Now that he still has this year left to go before he gets to that option, he can go ahead and ball out and earn maybe not as much as JSN, but by the time you get to the end of the season, what JSN is earning may not even be the highest anymore. If you got other players coming up, other players demanding extensions, but I do think this is going to throw with a good season now. I do think this is going to throw Zay into that 28, 29, possibly eclipsing $30 million a season, at least being asked for. And right now, the Ravens do not have another number one receiver. Now, Zay doesn't have to be number one in the NFL. He just has to be number one on the Ravens and make a difference. And I think he can do that. I think he's in for a big payday.
Now, they said, I was just looking at something on social media, was saying that they're over the cap projects the Ravens to be at $12 million over the 2027 salary cap at an estimation of $327 million before picking up Flowers' $27 million 5th option. And so they would have to make some critical cuts or releases during that time. Possibly Lamar, he would have a $9.5 million salary. Roquan at 20 million, Matabike at 11.6, Bateman at 3 million, King Henry at 1.5. And so, they're going to have to make some decisions in terms of this next season after picking up that option. And so, yeah, they got I think he's deserving. I don't know if he's deserving of that much money, but if he gets to the open market, someone will definitely give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Ravens are going to have to make some smart decisions in the upcoming year. I think again, it all hinges on what happens with Lamar. Are they going to be able to sign Lamar to this new deal that's going to allow them to have that flexibility? I mean, I think if there's been a receiver that he's had a great connection with, it has been Zay. At first I was thinking like, okay, Hollywood, him and Hollywood, but even when Hollywood was here, I think Lamar was more so tight end centric. He definitely was hitting Andrews a lot, then likely came up and all of those things. And I think he was really, Andrews still was the main receiving source. But as Zay began to emerge more in that first year, you start to see more of those throws go to Zay, particularly for wide receivers. And so Zay is an important part to Lamar's success here in Baltimore. And I think they're going to have to do something to keep him around.
Yeah, he's the clear number one in Baltimore. Like there's not even any contest.
Right. It's not a lot of it's not a lot of people around here that he's got to compete with for the number one. I mean,
it's easy. It's almost an easy decision. You just got to figure out the money, but it's almost an easy decision. He what do they say? You kind of have him over a barrel. Right now, Zay Flowers has the Baltimore Ravens over a barrel. Only thing that would stop that is him having a bad season this upcoming season.
Yeah, they got to figure out what to do with Bateman too. They just can't keep on sending him on post routes. Hopefully they figure out that he can run other routes in the route tree. Because all they're doing is sending them on post routes. Like,
which is
that
so crazy.
for him?
Yeah, which is so crazy because the season before he was running crossing routes. He had a breakout season, and then he signed for this team-friendly deal prior to that season. And we were just like, yeah, this is what we look at. And then last season, it just digressed. I was just, what the hell?
just got crazy. And so we'll see what happens with this offense under Declan Doyle as they come in, and we'll see what happens with the wide receivers. I love the success that they had in with the Bears there under Johnson, under the head coach, and hopefully Declan brings a little bit of that creativity to the Ravens in the wide receiver room. In addition to JSN getting the bag, Calvin, your favorite league got the bag as well, the WNBA. The WNBA Board of Governors unanimously ratified the terms of a new collective bargaining agreement on yesterday. Their vote came a day after the players also unanimously approved the 7-year CBA, which will begin this season and run through 2032. Under the league's new revenue sharing model, a first in women's sports, the salary cap for the 2026 season will be $7 million and will change annually based on league and team revenue growth. It is projected to exceed $10 million by the end of the deal. Other key changes to the CBA are increases to the maximum and minimum salaries, an expanded regular season starting next year in 2027, and continued housing support to players. And so, how do you feel about this as a win for the WNBA players?
Yeah, it's just like we talked about. I want to say a couple seasons ago, when they started getting a lot more attention with the college game of the Caitlin Clarks and the Angel Reeses. Remember, we talked about they started complaining about where we're getting all this hate on social media, and we were like, "Well, you've been asking for popularity. You can't get the attention, but then not want all of the attention that the men get because the men get that attention too." This is another one of those that money is starting to be there, and we're happy for you, but they're actually taking a chance on you along with ESPN. If you notice, ESPN is now taking a chance on them. They're starting I believe it's called a Women's Sunday. They're starting to feature
Oh,
more
wow.
women's games.
Okay.
Yeah, focus a lot focusing on the WNBA. So now it's time to show and prove. Of course, you're not getting the same amount of money as the men are getting, but you're making a leap here. So the labor agreement, national excuse me, nationally televised games, commercial endorsements and all. You're starting to work your way up there. So now you just got to make sure you keep the product good. You got to make sure that you keep playing well. I think we're all happy for you, but it's still one of those things where everybody's going to look at you, and we do it with the men too. We just talked about Zay Flowers. Like you want to get this big money, but you're going to have to earn that big money. So you just got to make sure that you keep it up. But overall, I'm happy for them. I'm happy they're getting recognized, but don't fall off. Keep the product good.
I think this is a testimony to two things. One, that Unrivaled was about to take over. These women loved playing in
Yes.
the Unrivaled League. It was pulling in money. Had a major, nice little TV deal. It was nice in a nice time slot where it's kind of like normally a dead spot for sports. We had these competitive women games going on. The money's better, and so Unrivaled, I think, was really posed to take off bigger in the coming years. And so I think this really forced a lot of these owners of these franchises, who also are owners of NBA franchises, to fork over some more money. And I think it's also a bigger testimony to the skill development of women players.
Hmm.
You have a lot of great women players in the league. Skill development has improved. Used to be when you watched a WNBA game, a lot of bricks going up. There's a lot of shots being missed. You had maybe one good player on the team. Now you have about 3 or 4 good players on the
Hmm.
team. You have some great coaching, women playing overseas. You're seeing some European women come into the game as well, other countries. I think women's college basketball, that's really growing in terms of fertile ground of women players there as well. And so the WNBA, your talent level is rising. More people want to see that talent level. And you really needed to take care of these women players. And so I'm glad that they're not equal on the men, and I wish they were, but I'm glad that they're getting some money and they're heading in the right direction. And we can't just attribute this to Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark barely played last year, and because she was injured. Not saying she's sucky or anything. She's a good player, but it's a collective of players. This is not just the Caitlin Clark effect. It's that, you got a woman that on the Aces, that's, Asia Wilson, that's a three-time MVP, that's going for back-to-back championships, that's carrying teams, that's, she's got the major endorsement deals. And you have all these other players that are just right there on that level as well. And so overall, the women's game is growing.
When you start getting teams and watching highlights and
Mhm.
some of the good players and names you've never heard of, that's when you
Right,
know your league is kind of getting there, because now you're just not naming 3 or 4 stars that you've already heard of. Now it's some names that'll start popping up and you're just like, oh, she's good. I've never even heard of her. Never
right,
even heard of her. And these are
right.
women that are competing for MVPs. So yeah, shout out to the WNBA. But keep it going. Keep the talent up.
I will say this: will it eventually become appointment TV? Because I have to admit, WNBA is not appointment TV for me. I find WNBA games when I'm flipping through channels and like, oh wow, it's
It's
a WNBA game on, and I'll watch some of it. I'm not gonna say I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta clear out my schedule. Let me set the DVR and watch this game.
Yeah, it's still one of those things that you have to be a fan. I mean, if you even let's look at a sport like hockey. Hockey players are making millions of dollars, but
Yeah, that's a good
everyone isn't
comparison.
watching that. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's a certain niche of fans that are watching that. Even baseball, even though you and I love baseball, there
golf,
are
same
quite a
thing.
few people that are not watching baseball.
Right,
I'm just not watching baseball. So
right,
it's just
right.
one of those sports where you just have to be into it.
Yeah, I'm with you. Man, your boy Giannis. I do not want to sit. I do not want to sit. I want to play. I want to play games. I know that's a little Mandela, but that's my
Mhm.
best Giannis. And so my Mandela
Giannis,
Giannis.
Giannis
Giannis
Mandela
Mandela.
over there.
Calvin, I do not want to sit. Uh, your boy, your boy Giannis won't sit down. The Milwaukee Bucks want to shut down Giannis Antetokounmpo for the remainder of the season after his latest injury, and their postseason chances have dwindled. But the two-time NBA MVP has refused the team's request and wants to play again. The NBA Basketball Players Association rebuked the Bucks over their dispute, implying that Milwaukee is tanking and damaging the NBA's integrity by wanting to shut down the All-Star forward for the rest of the season. So who's right, the Bucks or Giannis?
Everybody's right. In today's NBA, everyone is right. You know, he wants to play, but if he's hurt, you got to protect your
Mhm,
highest
mhm.
investment. However, when is Giannis not complaining on the sidelines? Like what season is he not complaining about something? What happened to the so you're telling me that if we don't win a championship, I'm a failure? Yes, you fucking failed. You're
Yes.
you fucking failed. Like,
I
when is
did
he
not
not
fail.
complaining?
I did
when
not fail.
when is he not complaining? Listen, but here's the thing. Just trade his complaining ass to the Lakers. We'll give you LeBron and Bronny, because you know Bronny about to be a superstar. So we'll give you LeBron and Bronny. We'll take Giannis off your hand, let him complain in LA. He can complain to Magic. Magic has got his hand back in the Lakers.
Right.
He got his hand back.
Mm.
But yeah, man, when is Giannis not
Do he have his
complaining?
hand in EJ too?
oh, oh, that's his son. That's
Well, he
his.
may. I mean, I didn't mean to say
Anyway, anyway, but nah, man, when is Giannis not complaining? But everybody's right. If you are, I mean, you can call it tanking if you want, but if you are an NBA franchise and your superstar is hurt, you do want to protect them. I don't know, I don't recall what the injury is, but you do want to protect them, especially if you're a long shot to win a
yeah.
championship.
I think it
You do
was
want
like
to
a
protect
knee
them.
or a rib or something. But we
And
talked
Giannis
about.
is older now. Giannis isn't, it's not like he's a young. I mean, he's young compared to us, but NBA, he kind of middle age, NBA range. So,
I, I would agree. I mean, we talked about tanking a couple weeks ago.
mhm.
What Mark Cuban said about tanking, and this is way for the organizations to get those top picks, to get into the lottery for a possible pull off of Dallas like Dallas did last season. And so I think it makes the team better because they're paying Giannis so much money. They're not going to be able to go out and sign all this free agent talent. They're going to have to start developing for the day that they're going to have to trade Giannis for some assets. It's only a couple more weeks left in the season. I mean, you're not going to get in the playoffs.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I would say the Bucks are right. Giannis, you're not going to get in the playoffs playing the next 2 weeks. You're not. That's all over. You guys are 11th, I think, in the East. You're not getting in. You're not getting in. Go ahead, sit on the side with your brother. Y'all can laugh and make jokes and drink Gatorade or Powerade, whatever y'all drink on the sidelines at the NBA game, and chill. Let the team be able to get in position to get you some young talent so you ain't got to be looking at Bobby Portis to try to win a championship with you. You know what I'm saying? You can get some young talent and you can get right back up there at the top. That's how the league works. So you got to play along with it. I don't think it's bad. You're not proving anything. What are you, a man? You won a championship. You've been a 2-time MVP. You're one of the best players in the game when you're healthy. What are you trying to prove over the next 2 weeks?
Demand a trade to the Lakers. They won't sit you. They won't sit your ass.
No matter everybody don't want to go to the Lakers. Everybody don't want to go to the Lakers. Just the Lakers want the Lakers fans want everybody.
Relax, hater.
Please, I'm here with the worst team in NBA history in the Wizards.
Exactly. Relax, hater. Y'all don't know success. Y'all don't know what it's like to be wanted. Well, Trey said he wanted to play with y'all.
You wanted to be. You were a Wizards fan. You were a Bullets fan.
No. I'm still a Wizards fan. I'm a Lakers fan with Wizards tendencies. I want to see the Wizards successful. I do want to see them successful. I'm not gonna lie.
It would be great. In our lifetime.
It would be great to have the local team showing some success. Like when they're winning, I'm all about them. And if you notice, I don't talk too bad about them because I'm a casual fan. You know, I want them to win. I want them to do well.
We ain't gonna see it in our lifetime. Anyway, your boy Ja Morant, he's out for the remainder of the season due to an elbow injury. He hasn't played since mid-January. And so will he be in Memphis at the start of next season?
Is that called shooter's elbow? Like not that shooter, but shoot.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that one. That's a good one, yo.
Yeah. Hey man, it would be in their best interest to relieve themselves of Ja Morant. I mean, it's just like his time there has worn thin, and you don't want it to completely wear thin. You might as well move on from him now. I don't know his contract situation. I don't know if that's a trade talk or if that's just not re-signing him. I don't know what that is, but whatever it takes, you would be in your best interest to just move.
Yeah, you trade him. You're not going to get a whole bunch back. I mean, but you can trade him. I think it's just crazy. Maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, he was on his way to being the face of the league, and that all this went downhill. He couldn't stop making gun pointing gestures to the crowd, and then he's still doing crazy stuff. I don't think it's unfortunate. I think it's just bad decisions. You know, you got to realize he fumbled. When we talk about, people fumbling the bag, his picture should be in the dictionary next to fumble the bag. If there's anybody that's fumbled the bag in the NBA, it's Ja Morant. So he can definitely be. They should be talking about him and Wemby and SGA in the same breath, but they're not.
And they should also, when they do the rookie forms, they should also say these are the people that you don't hang with, and put his father in that picture because his father is just as bad as he is. Like, it's awful.
Usher Senior out here looking like a broke Usher, his daddy.
He is not Del Curry. We'll just say he is not Del at all.
Bro, he not Todd Marinovich father. Come on. Anyway, Grayson Rodriguez is who we thought he is. Right-hander Grayson Rodriquez. A's tenure will begin on the injured list. A's manager Kurt Suzuki announced Sunday that Rodriguez will start the 2026 season on the injured list as he's been dealing with a dead arm since spring training start on March 11th. The 26-year-old has had an injury history already. He's had lat issues in the past, and he has not pitched in an MLB game since July of 2024 due to having surgery on his right elbow to remove bone spurs. Rodriguez was traded from the Orioles to the Angels in the offseason for outfielder Taylor Ward. And so, Calvin, the Orioles, smartest move of the front office ever.
Here's my imitation of the Orioles front office right now after hearing the Grayson Rodriguez move. For those that don't see, that was just me sipping on my water and moving on with my day.
Right.
Hey, we tried to told y'all. We tried to told y'all. Thanks for the bat that you gave us. He should fit in well. Thank you. I believe he's starting opening day. He's playing opening day.
Right. You know what? The word out was that they did this trade without looking at any medicals. The Angels. Oh. Yeah. So
they went on faith, huh?
Yeah, they went on faith.
What do they? What you should know the saying? What is it? Faith without works is
dead.
Oh, okay. Well, like his arm, like Grayson Rodriguez.
Like his dead arm. It's the substance of things hoped for. They were hoping that his arm would be alive. They had hope, Calvin. Keep hope alive. They had hope. But hope has failed them. Yeah, so Orioles, good move. You know, and it's funny, I went back and listened to the episode where we talked about this trade back in November, and we were fine with it. We were concerned that, no, you don't want to give up a young guy that you had several years of control, but he never got on the field. You kept on waiting for him to get back to the field. Exactly. And this would have been the third straight year, excuse me, that he wouldn't have been back on the field. And so, you had to go ahead and cut your losses at some point. You had to move on. And I think actually the staff that they built is a little bit better without him. As opposed to have him there, because he could come out and play a couple games and then you might not see him again until September, if you see him at all. Last year, he came to spring training. We thought it was all great. He was going to be the number 2. Then the lat issues start happening, and you never saw him. And so congratulations, Mike Trout. It's going to look like another season with no playoffs for you. And so congratulations on that. Man, now we're at the point in the show that everybody loves. Come on, yo. And so, Calvin, can I start off with a come on, yo? Because I got two.
Let's go.
Come on, La Russell. Are you familiar with this rapper named La Russell?
I wasn't, but I am now.
All right, man. I have to admit, I'm not too familiar with dude, but he's an artist. His name's La Russell, and from what most people said, he's made some good songs. Well, Mr. La Russell the other day on a clip that was going around on the internets has a song that he entitled, and I got it right here, Heaven Sent. And he was talking about how he had made this song, and his engineer had called him up one day, was like, man, you need to put this out. With all the stuff that's going on in the world, you need to put this out, man, because this is a message that needs to be heard. And he's like, well, let me go ahead and drop the lyrics. Well, this is the chorus, Calvin. He's talking about people being sent from heaven. He said, even the devil was heaven sent. Even Kanye was heaven sent. Even Hitler was heaven sent. Even Martin, I'm assuming he's talking about Martin Luther King, was heaven sent. We all heaven sent. Epstein too. Malcolm too. Donald, talking about the current president, Donald Trump, he's heaven sent as well. Look, rap dudes. This is why Calvin said I'm the old man. I'm the old rap guy. I'm the old guy stuck in my rap era. This is why I'm stuck in my rap era. Because y'all young niggas dumb. This is why I'm stuck in my rap era. Rakim would never. KRS-One would never. Chuck D would never. Hell, even Jay-Z would never, ever say that Donald Trump was heaven sent. That Hitler, a person who tried to exterminate a race of people, a culture of people off the earth, was heaven sent. That Epstein, a person who trafficked in minors, was heaven sent. When you're talking about somebody that's heaven sent, that means that they are a blessing. They came to be a blessing in your life. They were heaven sent. They're helping you some way along the line. There's no way that Hitler helped anybody. There's no way that Donald Trump is helping anybody. There's no way that Epstein helped anybody but real ultra rich people. So stop trying to be deep, yo. And who's your OGs around you too? Where the OGs at, Calvin? See, that's what I need to be in some of these cliques and some of these crews. Because if I would have heard some mess like that, I would have punched them in the mouth. Knocked the laptop over that he was recording on and stomped on it 20 times. I would have poured water on the recording console because that ain't never coming out. I'd have been like, where's your rap book? Where's your rhyme book? Can I see it? I would have shredded that thing to death. So LaRussell, those people are not heaven sent. You are not heaven sent. Okay? Let me help you with that. My second thing. All right, yo. Let's put this Max Crosby stuff to bed. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired, as an old black person would say. I'm tired. I'm tired.
All
right, ESPN released an article yesterday. The inner workings of why they backed out the trade. Not a lot of new revelations. Some, your boy Max, he kind of playing with the truth. Looks like he did meet with Mentor. Looked like he did meet EDC. He said he didn't. Looks like he did. But the thing, and me and Calvin said this the other week, they looked at the future and they decided the juice was not worth the squeeze. Could he help us in the immediate? Yeah. But if we want to keep this guy past 2 seasons, is he going to last more than that? Are we going to be able to get the maximum return for what we're giving up? Because giving up 2 number ones affects you at least for the next 5 seasons. Because when you draft a number one, all number ones coming in on 5-year deals. So you're at least giving up 5 to 7 seasons of your team for a guy that might not last past 2.
Twice. Remember,
twice. So in theory, I guess you're giving up 10 seasons of control for a guy that's only going to give you 2 seasons. And it might not be at full production. To me, it looked like EDC made the right decision.
He did.
And it looked like people now kind of like, okay. So let's just put this to bed. I'm about to mute anything about the Raiders, about Max Crosby. I'm tired of hearing him. I'm tired of hearing all these theories. Now we see what it is. The knee wasn't stable. They made the right decision, and they pulled out. Period. I know some of y'all don't like to pull out. That's why y'all daddies today and all that stuff. But
This
I
nigga.
couldn't resist it.
This nigga.
I'm on one today. But let's put it to bed. That's it. I'm through. Come on.
Yeah, man. The just to real quick on the Max Crosby thing. Once Max Crosby had his interview and said what he said, for me it was over. I don't even entertain any of it anymore. EDC made the right call for the Baltimore Ravens. It didn't have to be the right call for the NFL. Didn't have to be the right call for Max Crosby, but EDC works for the Baltimore Ravens, and it was absolutely the right call. LaRussell, I tend to give young in this day and age of social media and all, I tend to give the young ones slight grace because we all know what he's trying to say. He's trying to just say things like God created everything and this and that, but you're using the wrong wording. Number one. Number two, you have to understand what it actually means when you say God sent. And young people have a tendency to try to be thought-provoking and controversial, and when they really just come out looking uneducated and looking silly. And instead of coming back and apologizing, saying, you know what, maybe I said that incorrectly, you decide to delete your social media footprint and think that that means, well, now that I'm away from social media, this goes away. Well, the internet lasts forever, sir. You're going to be tagged with that for the rest of your career, whatever that may be. So I tend to try to give young people grace because it's always seems to be a lack of studying, a lack of knowledge, and a lack of, and I don't want to say education because I don't want to make it seem like the man is dumb, but he didn't do his research on the words that he was using. Still, he should have came back and said I was way wrong, because he doubled down on it a few times before
He has.
he deleted his social media profile. He doubled down on it quite a few times. So anyway, I don't have a come on yo. I'm gonna just ride off yo. Well, no, here's my come on yo. Opening day tomorrow. Come on, yo. Come down to the ballpark. Come down in the vicinity. You ain't even got to be at the game. Just come down to the vicinity. There'll be parties. There'll be celebrations. There'll be everything going on all day long,
Look for
from
us.
the Inner Harbor to Camden Yards. Just come on down. Enjoy it. Have some
Nice
fun in
day.
Baltimore. Be an amazing
Gonna
day,
be
man.
first glizzy on me.
This guy. Wait, man, I got one small come on, yo. The Ravens are always trying to be cutting edge, just like I'm talking about young folks. Lack of education. The Orioles try to be cutting edge with the new menu that they always receiving. The yacht sounds good until you read the part that says it has pieces of hot dogs in it. Come on, yo. Where did they do that at?
Let's stop.
Who's
y'all acting
yacht?
like y'all bougie Negroes acting like y'all ain't never cut no hot dog up in the yacht.
I have never. That must be. Oh, okay.
The poor man's yacht.
That's a get off my lawn.
Ming Ming.
A lot of y'all get off my lawn delicacy. That's one of them. That's one of them. Harriet, look who outside.
Y'all couldn't afford Pimlico carry out, and Mama pulled out them ramen noodles. Made them ramen noodles and cut some hot dogs up in that mug and put them hot dogs in there.
I said it wrong. It ain't even hot dogs. It's hot dogs. And Garland, I can see Garland now. Look who out there. Get off my lawn. Hey, you cut them hot dogs up in my noodles. All right, I like them hot dogs in my noodles.
I ain't say it was me. I'm just talking about y'all acting like y'all Mama ain't took that cup of oodles and noodles and cut some hot dogs up in that.
If they had the Baltimore pork and beans and cut some hot dogs up in it, then I'd be with it. But
amen.
Yeah, not. Anyway, man. Hey, man, another great episode. This was a little shorter one today, but another great episode. We'll I may drop this on the same day. You may all get this evening if you're here. And again, we're live on YouTube right now. We're on all the podcast platforms. If you have Spotify, you'll be able to see Garland wilding out this entire podcast.
Oh, hold on, Paula, cut them hot dogs up. About lunchtime, about to have this late lunch. Cut them hot dogs up.
Let me hit this outro, man.
Get them oodles and noodles together, girl. Cut them hot dogs up.
You have been listening
man,
to
see us
the
down in
B.I.G.
yard
show.
tomorrow. We gonna be there.
This show was produced and written by Calvin Coates and Garland Thomas for All Things Black Productions.
If you down
Follow
there,
us on all of your podcast media platforms.
And we'll take drinks.
We will take drinks. We
will take drinks.
We will allow you to buy our rounds of drinks. We will allow you. Don't act shy. Later, Garland.
Peace, bro.